Okay, hello and welcome to Show Us Your Kit, episode number 5. I'm joined by Manny Singh, who you may know as being the Samosa Saturday man or the bike riding man or marathon runner. How have you been keeping yourself active in the last couple of weeks, Manny?
I'm actually, during all this weird situation we're in, I'm actually at work. So I work for Network Rail and I am going to work. But in the meantime, I've tried to carry on. I was due to run the London Marathon, so I'm trying to keep my fitness up. That was postponed till October. And a few fundraising adventures as well. We've just launched something coming on the May the 9th called Samosa Saturday Takeaway. So we're going to bring Samosa Saturday to people's houses, and we've got about 60 deliveries to do all around Midlands. So yeah, we've been keeping busy doing all sorts of things to help the NHS a little bit, and Birmingham Children's Hospital is involved with them. So keeping the kids busy, giving them bits and pieces to do as well while they're off school. So.
Brilliant. Well, that sounds very, very thoughtful. I'm sure lots of people will be grateful for the samosas on May the 9th. So the point of this little series of videos is to share people's football stories and football kits that they really like. So what I've asked you to do, Manny, is bring in your favourite Wolves shirt, which you've told me you're wearing. So why is that shirt particularly special?
Yeah, so basically, as I grew up as a lad, wearing a football shirt wasn't really a thing. Having the money to go to a football match was enough. If I went to my dad and said, I want a football shirt, I'll probably get a clip around the ear, unfortunately. So I think the first ever shirt I had was the big Wolves head one.
From like 96 or so? Yeah,
that's right. So before then, I'd never even dream of having a shirt. But anyway, this one is because when this was launched, everyone was a little bit confused by it, especially the colour of it, and thinking, what is it? It's yellow. We look like bananas. We look like, what? And I was in India when it was launched, and I had the picture sent to me, and then I managed to buy the turban of the same colour. So I bought the same colour turban, and it was just a brilliant match. And I put a picture on social media, took it like a selfie of myself, and it got like thousands of likes. I only had a couple of hundred followers, and then it sort of got me noticed. And Louise Cobbold, she grabbed hold of it, and one Sunday morning she painted this. Hold on, I've gone disappeared.
You've all disappeared.
Yeah, I've disappeared.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
There
Just about
she
making
painted
that.
Yeah, I don't know what it's this background. So she painted this, and it was basically a painting of me. She did Sunday, like a mock-up program, and again, it got on Twitter, especially, went from a couple of hundred followers to like thousands and thousands. So the fundraising was part of my life anyway, and so it sort of launched my fundraising in a way. That picture and putting the turban on of the same shirt, it got me recognised. I used to go to the football just in my big coat and a blue or a black turban. So
I do remember. I remember the FA Cup semi-final in particular. Because I think I follow you on Twitter as well, and I'd seen that you'd gone down the day before, and you were with your boys, and you were all wearing the same kit, and then you put a picture up on the morning of the game, and you were wearing head to toe in that colour. And then I remember being in Wembley and being able to spot you wherever I was. I could still see where you were.
You know what? Obviously, we went past the dreaded anniversary of that match just recently, and I've never ever put those bottoms on again, and I can't even give them away now because nobody will buy them. And it was just, we saw the same colour, and my son searched the internet, and they were all three different makes of company, but they were the same colour. So at the time when we came with the idea, people were always dressed up to go to Wembley, and we were a bit more colourful than normal, So we put them on, and we left that hotel room, and then someone took a picture of us and sent it to me, and I looked at it and I thought, oh my God. We do look like three bananas walking down, head to toe. We were like, and I thought, but it was too late. We were already in Wembley Way and being spotted and people coming. But it was quite a special day up to the last bloody, 10 minutes or so. Yeah.
Never mind. There'll be another time. That shirt also obviously that's the shirt that you did your famous bike ride to Anfield on. Now I actually saw you finish that. I patted you on the back as you went up past the main stand.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was in a daze, mate.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't expecting you to turn around and say, "Oh, hello." But
no, the funny thing was we were supposed to finish that around 1:30, an hour and a half before kickoff, and we were only on 90 miles, so we said let's get to 100. So we went on a tour of Liverpool, and we just about made kickoff, and the last half an hour of it, I was going in and out of loads and loads of Liverpool fans, and believe it or not, there were Liverpool fans giving me money, which is unheard of, we know. But there was Liverpool fans like giving me cash, so it must have been from outside Liverpool. But anyway, we just about made it, and I was supposed to get changed out of my lycra gear and my helmet and everything in a van that was supporting the ride, and I just didn't have time, so I actually walked up the steps and got into Anfield in my full kit and my helmet and my cycling shoes on. And I remember the steward, as I got in, he goes, "Oh, you've come in fancy dress, have you, lad?" And I'm thinking, no, I'm not fancy dress. I've actually come on a bike. He goes, "Yeah, we'll pull the other one." He thought it was like, the last away day.
Yeah.
Dressing up on the last away day. He thought I came in as Chris Froome or something, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was a very impressive achievement, and you raised an awful lot of money, didn't you, for Dementia UK on that particular occasion, didn't you?
It was a special season. It's carried on this season.
Great. And it's inspirational that you've been able to carry on during this time as well. So we've alluded to it as well. Your fundraising, your other shirt is not actually a football shirt, is it? And you haven't got it to hand, but tell us the story.
I was digging through it. My wife, she's thrown so many shirts away because she says you've got so many shirts. Every time you do an event, you get presented with a T-shirt. So one of the events I did for Dementia UK was a Malvern Hills half marathon. I was due to do the London Marathon this year, so I wanted to build myself up. I entered this Malvern Hills half marathon thinking I need running up the hill and back down again. I remember turning up, and there's only 150 people who enter it every year, and they all look like professional athletes. And I turned up, and I thought, oh my God. And I realised, because it was a stormy day and running up that hill, if you've ever walked the Malvern, do you imagine running the Malvern?
Yeah.
It was horrific, and I vowed never to move a muscle again after that race. So completing that was a huge thing. And when I got that shirt, it's just a plain shirt with a little badge on. It was just, wow, what did I let myself in for? So it's quite, again, it's an achievement backed by the support of the people and all the fundraising. That's the thing that keeps you going. It's not, if it was just for me, I would have pulled out. I would have just thought, no, this is wrong. I shouldn't be here. It was, I didn't know it was this,
Yeah. Am I right in saying that you're quite late to running and things like that in your life?
Well,
I
was working for Network Rail. I started as a signaller in a remote signal box in Bloxwich. So you were sitting on your bum 8 hours a day on your own, and it led me to I was quite fit anyway, like the gym stuff, and I put on about 15 kilos of weight in less than no time, and it just a bit of realization that I had to do something, to get rid of it, and charity gave me the motivation to get fit. So we did Tough Mudders and Wolf runs. We entered all those, and that got me fit. And then I'm 47 now, so I would say after my 40th birthday have I got into cycling or running. Before that, I never even dreamt of doing it. So.
It's never too late. So there's no excuse for.
Well, there isn't. No, I mean, I say to people when they say, "Oh, you do all," I say, just go out and walk. If you just go out and walk, nice brisk walk, your heart rate's going to be raised, and you're going to burn off those calories. You're going to feel better. And I suppose now the opportunity is there for people because they're off work and they're all going out and walking. So maybe that's one benefit it's given society.
Yeah, right. So the next section of our show is that we look at some of your favourite video clips. Now you text me two, a Wolves one and a non-Wolves one. I've managed to find them on YouTube for you. So we'll watch this first one here now. Which is Ruben Neves' goal against. Sorry, I've shared the wrong screen. We'll start with this one anyway. I've got it up now. So England against Belgium, 1990. David Platt's goal.
God, you've brought so many memories back now.
So I'll press play, and you can explain your story as the video's playing.
Yeah, so this game actually wasn't memorable to me until a day after. Actually, on the day, obviously England beat Belgium in the last minute of extra time. A very tight match to get into the semi-final, the quarterfinals. I can't remember. The second round match. Yeah, I'd passed my driving test the day before. Right. 25th of June, 1990. This was 26th of June, 1990.
What a goal that is, by the way.
What a goal! And I'll tell you the goal story as well, because I went for a drive, my first ever drive in my dad's car. And as I came back, about half an hour before kickoff, I pulled into my drive, and we live on a slope. And I went over the edge of my drive, and I rolled my dad's car upside down in the neighbour's drive. I was the only one in there. It was done in slow motion, and the car just flipped over. Yeah. We've got a pub over the road, and everybody pulled out the pub, and they were like looking at this car upside down in the drive, and me coming out, sort of waving at everybody like I'd just done this stunt. So my dad was out with his mates, gone for a drink that night, and I was due to watch the match. I came in, and I was in a daze, and I don't remember any of the match. And my dad came home and saw his beloved car upside down in the neighbour's drive. So it was quite an interesting night. And it was my friend who introduced me to the Wolves, Lee Treadwell, the guy's name. He lives in Nottingham now. And he came around the next day because he heard what had happened, and he gave me a VHS recording, the old VHS recording of the football match. So I watched it the next day. And when I watched it the next day, I remember that goal when it went in. And I remember Brian Moore was commentating, and he went, and he said something like volleyed in. And it's volleyed in. And I thought he said bullies in. And so I thought Steve Bull had scored. Well, so I was running around the house, going absolutely mental that Bully had scored a goal. And when the camera panned to the celebrations, Bully was there. Yeah. He was the first one to celebrate.
Well, he was just behind David Platt, and the ball was coming towards him. So he tells the story that he thought it was going to be his goal.
His goal, yeah, that's right. So I remember that, obviously, with what happened with me personally, my dad's car being flipped in the neighbour's drive a day after I passed my driving test. But so I always remember that match, and I always remember thinking for at least a few hours that Steve Bull had scored that winning goal. And because it was a special year anyway, if we were, we'd come back from the 4th division. We were coming back through the leagues. Bully had scored this sensational amount of goals. Yeah. We had like an iconic figure. The whole country were knowing about it, clamouring for his inclusion in the World Cup, and he sort of didn't really get a chance. I think that Ireland match, you remember the Ireland match? That was his. That was the match he should have been playing in. That was his typical kind of.
He tells the story about the semi-final as well. That he was on it to Bobby Robson, just saying, "Get me on, I will get the goal. I'll get the goal in extra time." And he never got on.
I think he got a start against Egypt, but the whole team played dour that day, and he got taken off for about 70 minutes. And Bully was the type of player you left him on for 90 because he'd still win you the game.
He'd do something,
He'd do something even if he had, So that was the iconic match, the non-Wolves match. Yeah. That always sticks in my memory.
One thing that I'm always interested to hear people's opinion on now is because I can't remember Steve Bull at the height of his powers. But the way that Wolves fans, I remember, in fact, the next clip that you're going to show us, the Ruben Neves against Derby, how loud we sing his name.
Yes.
Can you compare that to who's the sort of more iconic player? Do you think Bully or like the current crop of players?
In the mid-80s, I started in 87, and I didn't really go to any football matches until sort of early 90s, towards mid-90s, started going more regularly. And back then, it was, for me, there was no other song. So at the moment, you got Jimenez, and you've got Jota, and you've got Neves, which is iconic, and you've got Nuno. Back then, we only actually sung about Steve Bull's a tatter, and we'll drink, Stevie the King, and those songs were the only songs you sang. So I think it's funny where the atmosphere. Back then, I think it was more raucous in terms of your general atmosphere, right? But the songs seem to be sung more frequently and together and louder probably now. So that is quite impressive. But even when he used to run on the pitch, so all the team used to come out for warm up, and he wouldn't come out, and he'd always come out last and run into the middle of the centre circle, then clap all four sides, and up the crowd used to go up. But back then, remember, also we only had two sides open for the majority of his glory years. So it was a weird situation being in the South Bank.
Yeah, let's watch the next clip then of Ruben Neves against Derby. Hang on, sorry, I haven't got it lined up yet. So just tell us about Ruben Neves.
Well, we can all picture it. Everybody knows what the clip is, and it's the season. Nuno arrives. Who's Nuno? We sign Neves, sensational Champions League player. How did we get him? And when that goal goes in, I think we just think, oh wow, we've never seen a goal. I can't remember seeing a goal like that in all my time at Molineux. Apart from maybe from an opposition player, Danny Dicchio. He scored a goal from about 35 yards. QPR drew with us, and it was a brilliant goal in the top corner. Yeah. And when he did this, it was one of those moments you just looked at each other, and then you just think, that's not happened. Our team, Wolverhampton Wanderers, hasn't scored a goal like that, because we were known for spectacular goals, and then he's reeled them off time and time again. That one against Espanyol, does rival it for me, because the way he runs onto the ball, chests it.
I really like looking at the different reactions of all the players. Like you see Bolly just standing there
as well. I think the only got
and the faces in the crowd as well are amazing as well.
Look, you can see this gas, and it was that. Yeah. Has that just happened? That can't have just happened,
I can remember people screaming, shoot! And then when he did actually shoot, people going, oh, because it was from so far out. There's no way he was possibly going to score. But then,
I mean, he gets that shoot from everywhere now. And people expect to. And I think one of the many football Twitter sites put a collection of his goals on yesterday, and it was 5 minutes long. And I said to my son, that's the best video I've seen during lockdown, because that player plays for us 3 seasons later. It looks like the 4th season he'll still be there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think there was a quote from him this morning on some newspapers saying that he didn't play much in his last season at Porto, and he came to Wolves and he said it's the best decision he's made in his life. I can't see why he would want to go anywhere else now. Because
the kids have been born here, and they family's really important. How many times have you seen partners don't settle, kids don't settle, or they miss the parents, and that's the thing that draws people back. So, they're all settled, they're all happy, and they're all achieving as well, aren't they?
That's right, yeah. And he won't be idolised like he's in Wolverhampton anywhere else. Because if he goes to Man United, he's a smaller fish in a big pond. And exactly. So I asked you as well for some mystery memorabilia to show us, and you said you got a couple of things.
Yeah, a couple of things. The mystery memorabilia. I always show the ticket to Punic. Obviously, my family were in India at the time. I couldn't go because I was working, and then I managed to get the 3 days off, and I just booked. And for me, it was one of the most daunting things I ever done, because travelling away wasn't a thing for me growing up. I only went to the home games, and travelling away to a country in Eastern Europe with no one. So I was travelled on my own, and there was 48 of us, infamously, turned up. So that ticket is from that game, and what an experience. Got to know everybody quite personally, because there's only 48 of us. And wearing the way I dress and head to toe in my colours was fairly noticeable in the middle of Yerevan, with no other Wolves fans being there. So actually, I think I had so many people come up to me and just having photographs of me, thought I was some sort of mascot for the day, promoting something. So they were like tourists taking pictures with me, like I was this. The council had stood me there or something, So it was a brilliant time. But
I remember seeing you on the telly on that game. Because they just showed all the Wolves fans in one shot. And
they did. Somehow the camera picked me out, and people are quite surprised by that. And like you said, it's because the way
they must have shown every Wolves fan on that day on telly.
It was just there was so few of us, and it was fairly easy. But the most prized possession I've got, which I don't keep any memorabilia. I've got rid of it all the stuff I've ever bought in auction, all the stuff that gets donated to me for the charities, I get rid of it, and it's on somebody's wall. So, I haven't got, I've got a few tickets. I've got this one, like I said, and but I haven't really. The one item that I got was a story about Billy Wright that Vicky told, the Billy Wright story at Molineux recently.
Yeah.
was that Billy was an extremely generous man, and he didn't really hold any of his memorabilia or his trophies or his caps in that high regard. He famously gave one of his 100 England caps to his milkman. He arrived at the door and he goes, and it's just it sort of spoke. So I was contacted last year by a man who said, my father was a good friend of Billy Wright's. And when Billy Wright won his first ever FA Cup final in 1949, all the players got presented with an engraved Ronson lighter with their names and the year, 1949. And Billy Wright gave it to his dad. Billy Wright gave it to his dad. And his dad passed it on to his best mate. And his best mate passed it on to his son.
Yeah.
And his son contacted me and says, I want you to have it.
Oh, wow.
So this lighter here is the engraved lighter. If I put it on you can probably just pick out. Engraved by his. It's got his name, W.A. Wright, Wembley, 1949. I should be wearing my Len Ganley white gloves, to hold this, and it comes in a presentation case.
Oh, wow.
And basically, I was quite taken back because it's like a piece of Wolves history.
It's something that you would expect to see in the museum.
So I contacted the museum, and they're sort of happy. And I've also contacted Vicky as well, Billy Wright's daughter, and I've shown her as well, because I was feeling like maybe the family wanted to contribute to a charity and they could have it as a memory, because I don't really want somebody to have it and then stick it in a drawer somewhere or it's just lost. And so at the moment I'm still undecided. I've still got it and I look after it. It's a treasured possession. But one day it will raise, hopefully, a packet for Dementia UK. I'm not intending to keep it. And it is, I think Bert Williams, unfortunately, what happens with players of yesteryear, their medals and their memorabilia, they start selling it off because they weren't paid the same as the players that are paid now. So a lot of old medals and old achievements got diluted and people bought them. So I suppose Billy just saw it as a lighter. Oh, I've been given a lighter with my name on here. You can have it.
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes of the guy he was. And it is history. That's like last year would have been the 70th anniversary of the FA Cup final, his first ever trophy.
Well, that's definitely our most prized possession that we've had shown on the program so far. So thank you very much, Manny, for coming on. Some really, really great stories, and keep yourself safe now during lockdown, and keep doing your fundraising and all that sort of stuff. We look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.